Yes, guys, how you doing? Welcome back to Football Inc. How are you? We apologise for 3 days away, and I think tomorrow might also be a day away because I've got plans, unfortunately. But Johnny's back from a wedding. He had a nightmare getting back last night. Almost had an accident. But he's back. He's back doing his thing with us. I like your top, Johnny. I like your top, and that brings me straight into what we're here to promote as well. Of course, don't forget OK Jersey. You can get the best clobber, your Jeremy Jacquet. You can get whatever you're looking for, 8% off using code FINC, FINC, at checkout. Big up to them. Big up to all of you that have joined across from the Spurs Talk Show. We've got lots of interesting topics. We've named the show Harry Kane, Overhyped or All-Time Great. There's other topics as well. We are going to be speaking a little bit. Johnny's put together some data around, is he one of the best ever? But we also got some transfer news, views, and clues, and general football chit-chat for you. Before we get into it, guys, hope you're all happy and healthy, doing the things you love. Smash the like button, smash the subscribe. Notification button should be squeezed. Comments should be dropped. Not about my lisp, okay? I don't have a lisp. It's my microphone, you horrible, horrible people. And Snaggletooth will not be a nickname that I will tolerate together.
Snaggletooth.
You horrible little git, Jez. You horrible little git. Guys, we are also, of course, available on all your podcast platforms. So if that's your jam, then please search for Football Inc. on Spotify, where you can watch us back, or you can listen to us back as well on Apple Pods and all that stuff. Please do give us a follow and a rating over there. We appreciate any support. Johnny, my man, how are you, buddy?
Yeah, I've got to be honest with you, feeling a bit worse for wear. I had a 2-day wedding in rain-sodden Wiltshire. Beautiful. And then I was on my way back. And luckily for me, I was only doing about 25, 30 miles an hour, and I had a blowout. I managed to pull into the side of the A350 and then waited for what seemed like an eternity, 4.5 hours, near absolutely nothing, to try and get a tyre, which a guy managed to get me one, a rear. It's an X5, it's a rear, and it's hard to get hold of. And so, it took me not far off 7 hours to get back from Wiltshire. It was an absolute nightmare. And then I got back just in time. See how dedicated I am, Sean, to do the Spurs 5. And here I am.
Only when you're not flying on holiday somewhere, eh, Johnny?
Yeah, but listen, dedication, mate. Dedication's what you need. No, it's the roads are an absolute mess, Sean. I've never seen so many potholes in my life. I mean, Spurs have a lot of potholes in their life. Normally signing.
You better watch out for the pothole, 'cause it's something to avoid. Don't ignore all his issues. Don't ignore all the noise.
That was you last night, was it, mate?
That was me last night. Bang.
But wait, I didn't realise. I just watched that closely. One of those cars that's in that pothole video is an ambulance. Imagine if you're having a heart attack or something, and you go over the thing,
it gets thrown. Actually, Sean, I'd like to apologise to all the people who will be turning up on time. This is the first time in my podcast history or YouTube history that we've actually gone 10 minutes early.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, we're here to break the rules,
That's what we do. What do you want from us?
What do you want from us? We're
what
record
do you
breakers.
Want from us?
We're record breakers. Just when you think it was going to be, it isn't. And just when you thought it was, it wasn't. So where should we start, Sean? Do you want to start with the title one, or do you want to start?
Yeah, go on. Yeah, you
listen,
Harry Kane. A bit of work, so let's hear about it.
Listen, Harry Kane, right? Legacy-wise, is he overhyped, or is he an all-time great? 500 career goals, past Greaves, England's all-time goal scorer, 78 goals. Chasing Lewandowski's record of 41 goals in the Bundesliga. People turn around and they say, yeah, but, he hasn't won enough trophies. The Bundesliga doesn't make any difference. It doesn't add to it. Is it is just because he hasn't won a trophy, does that diminish him as a player? Personally, I don't think it does.
Who hasn't won a trophy?
Well, that he hasn't won a major trophy. They say the Bundesliga isn't a major trophy.
Oh,
They're naysayers because it's a trophy that Bayern Munich win more times than not. It's like him going to Rangers or Celtic and winning multiple titles. For me,
so what trophies count then?
Well, this is in the mind of the naysayers who try to play down.
Yeah, but what trophies count? You know, because if you're Manchester
Champions
City
League?
and you're, the Champions League,
Maybe
does the Europa League count?
Europa League would count, I guess. That would be a major trophy, but he's never won that.
Okay, let me ask this: what would have been better if he left Tottenham purely because he thought Tottenham were never going to win a trophy?
Yeah,
right, and he had to get that monkey off his back. Is the Bundesliga a better trophy to have in your locker, doing it for Munich, or would it have been better if he stayed at Tottenham and won the Europa League?
I mean, that's an interesting one. I think he would have liked to have won the Europa League with Spurs. If I'm brutally honest, I think that would have put that monkey to bed, and he would have still gone on to win trophies and titles. I personally think that Harry Kane could have gone to any club anywhere in the world and been a sensation, because let's be honest, people think of Harry Kane as just a goal scorer. When people say who is the better player, Wayne Rooney or Harry Kane, a lot of people say technically Wayne Rooney was a better player than Harry Kane, but I dismiss that, because personally, I think if you look at Harry Kane as how he started his career as an out-and-out number 9, but after the disappearance of Christian Eriksen from Spurs, he then started to add more to his game by dropping deep and became almost a playmaker, spraying balls left, right, and centre. And he's probably a player that will easily be able to carry on playing well into it. I mean, he's already, 32, coming up 33. I think he'll easily be able to play till he's 36, 37 years of age, because I think he'll be able, he's never blessed with great pace. What he has is guile and an incredible football brain. Yeah. So he can drop into the middle, whether it's, sort of a...
And he's incredibly fit. He's
incredibly fit. Yeah.
He'll be able to do Ronaldo. He'll be able to do Lewandowski levels of stuff. He'll be going on for another 3 or 4 years for sure. Do you think he'll come back to the Premier League and grab that record?
I don't know whether he needs to. I mean, this is another thing. Well, he's not better than Shearer because he didn't break Shearer's record. I mean, look, he scored 78 goals for England. In fact, let's look at his goals, right? He scored 213 Premier League goals, already 89 goals in the Bundesliga, 47 goals in the Champions League, 25 World Cup qualifying goals, 23 Euro qualifier goals, 17 FA Cup goals, 11 Europa League goals, 9 championship goals, 9 international friendly goals, 8 World Cup goals, Europa League qualifier. I won't bother you with all the rest, but European Championships, League Cups, going on, the FIFA World Cup, 500 goals. I think Jimmy Greaves got something like 470 in his career, but it's far more competitive now, I would say. Be interested to see what you guys think.
Johnny, sorry, mate. Stay there for 1 second, okay?
Yeah.
So I'll be back in 1 second.
Yeah, no worries. Listen, guys, I don't look down on the Bundesliga at all. I see some comments there like this. Looking down on the Bundesliga is mental. I would agree with you. But some people would compare that to Serie A and other leagues and say, it's not anywhere near as good. But this season, we've seen the Premier League teams smash the Bundesliga teams. I mean, a struggling Spurs team have beaten Eintracht Frankfurt and Borussia Dortmund. Arsenal smashed Bayern Munich and so on and so forth. But, You know, he's won a trophy and he's at a major club. But Kane reached his 500 goals in 743 appearances for club and country. That means he got to the milestone quicker than Portugal legend Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm just saying, Sean, Kane reached 500 goals in 743 appearances for club and country. That means he got to the milestone quicker than Portugal legend Cristiano Ronaldo, who hit his 500th goal in 753 games. However, Lionel Messi was the quickest of the three to reach the landmark. He scored his 500th goal in 632 games. But, I mean, look, I'm not trying to compare him to Lionel Messi. Don't get me wrong. But I still believe...
Totally different type of player. Lionel Messi
totally
never played in the
different.
Premier League.
Yeah.
Never played in the Premier League. Always played for one of the best teams in the world. Harry Kane, listen, no one gives Harry Kane the credit for the fact that he got those numbers for the most part, doing it for a team that wasn't one of the best teams in the world. You know, like Barcelona walked past every team, regardless of whether Messi's on the pitch or otherwise, right? When he was Barcelona was an absolute Goliath. Ronaldo played for the best. Like it's almost used as a stick to bash Harry Kane with.
100%.
He didn't play for a big team. You know, whereas instead, the respect that I'm not saying, by the way, that no one gives him respect. Obviously, people give him the respect for being a fantastic player. Of course they do. But I feel like the narrative in the media was almost to say, well, you know, he's not as good a player as everyone else because he wasn't playing for as good a team as everyone else who was put in that conversation was. Whereas in reality, I think it's like, would Ronaldo have been anywhere near the numbers he was if he played for Tottenham for 10 years?
Exactly.
I don't think so.
No.
Would Messi? I don't think so, because he didn't have the world-class players around him to help facilitate.
I mean, you look at the Tottenham team since Harry Kane and obviously Son as well has left. You think if you took Harry Kane out of the achievements that were made, I mean, the other.
Yeah, by the way, Johnny, just quickly, Johnny, when you took Harry Kane away from Sonny, didn't Sonny fall off a cliff as well?
Correct.
So Sonny was. I know Sonny was a phenomenal player. I'm not trying, but
yeah,
he also benefited from Sonny.
100%.
From Harry Kane. Sorry.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, another thing that's levelled at him is this thing that his England record is flattering because all of his goals were scored. Most of his England goals were scored against poor opposition in qualifiers. The other thing that's levelled at him is he never turns up in a final. In the big occasions, he goes missing.
That is true, though.
Yeah. But is that him as an individual? Is it just him that doesn't turn up in a final? You know?
Well, most of the finals that he's been in, though, have been for Tottenham against the biggest and best clubs that, like, we didn't often beat Arsenal's, United's, like City's were different.
Chelsea's.
Chelsea, we didn't beat those teams very often. So when you met them in the final, you know, and also at the Champions League final, he was injured for, and the Europa League final, he wasn't playing for us for, and England only ever got to one final in his career. That was against Italy, in which he scored a pen. Oh, sorry, yeah, against Italy.
Yeah.
He scored the penalty in the shootout. Obviously, in the semi-final of the World Cup, was it? Was it the semi-final of the World Cup where he scored one and missed one against France? I forget. Was that the semi-final or the quarter-final? Again, in Qatar, that was the quarter-final, wasn't it?
I'm trying to think which game that was. I should have done. I've done.
We got to the semi-final against Croatia in when it was in 2018. Yeah, 2018 was in. Where was the 2018 World Cup? Was it Russia? Not Russia. Where was it? It was Eastern Europe somewhere. No, it was Eastern Europe somewhere, wasn't it?
I can't even remember off the top. It was the quarterfinals where he missed the
quarterfinals against France, where he scored one penalty, then missed the second, and obviously and then obviously the final against Italy in the Euros. But yeah, most of the finals. It was Russia. Yeah. Most of the finals that he's participated in have been for Tottenham against teams that are better than Tottenham. You know,
I mean, the only game that and I blame Pochettino for this, was the 2019 final where he should never have been playing. Because for me, he was nowhere near fit.
He should have come off the bench in the last 20 minutes, see what he could do.
He did. Tell me something. Out of guys, I want you to remember those who are Spurs supporters. How many goals out of those 500 goals do you think Harry Kane scored from a free kick? Now, bearing in mind how many times you saw Harry Kane in a Spurs shirt take a free kick.
One or two. Two probably.
Two.
I remember him scoring one, but it was it was deflected anyway, right? But it was still given to him because it was going on target. But the deflection was what put the ball in. It must have been, there's that, maybe one other. So I'm going to say 2 free kicks.
Yeah, it's 2. Now, begs the question, Sean, was his stature so great that no one at Spurs said, look, Harry, mate, look, you're great, 100%. But, mate, honestly...
A series of Conte didn't snap it out of him. Mourinho didn't snap it out of him. Pochettino didn't snap it out of him. Nuno, none of them.
And what we do know is Sonny can take a free kick.
Yeah, great free kick.
And he can score fantastic free kicks, yet he always plays second fiddle to Harry Kane on the whole.
But listen, I mean, I don't know what the consequences would have been of someone turning around and going, "Come on, Harry, mate. Look, you're the perfect footballer in like 8 out of 10 categories, but one of them isn't free kicks, mate. Like Eric Dyer could take a free kick, bro, and he wasn't allowed to take free kicks. Sonny could take a free kick, he wasn't allowed to. Ericsson could take free kicks, he wasn't allowed to. Dele Alli could take free kicks. Like we had a lot of free kick takers that were good set piece specialists. Pedro Porro, like none of these guys were allowed to take free kicks ahead of Harry Kane, and it's
So do we blame the manager? Do we blame the managers for that? Or did the manager basically think, look, if we take this from Harry, we'll have a bit of conflict. It might upset
I think it's
him.
just part, like sometimes, as I was saying, mate, when I was a sales manager at Google, like there was a guy in my team that was unbelievable at his job. So good at his job. Right. Did he turn up to Monday morning meetings when all the sales team were there? Not regularly. Right. Did he turn up to the did he do everything by the book the way I'd ask everyone else to do it? No. Did it cause me problems when they were, well, he's not doing it, why do I have to do it? And my answer was always, because that guy smashes his target every single week and you haven't smashed yours in about 6 years. So like get to his level and then we can start having that conversation. So but I feel like sometimes you kind of give a little bit more grace to people that
was that
they do enough,
Harry? But is that the downside of Harry's ego, though? That he should have realised as club captain that mate, you've taken hundreds of free kicks and you've scored 2 in your entire time. There are other players. This is about the team, Sean. It's not about personal achievement. Okay, you're the captain. I'm looking at the good, the bad, and the indifferent.
No, I hear you. I just think on that particular one, like maybe we would have scored 4 or 5 more goals a season had he not been taking the free kicks, right? As a team.
Yeah, and that could have made a difference.
Maybe possibly. Yeah, 100%. Possibly. He shouldn't have been taking the free kicks. We agree on that, right? Yeah. But be big in small things. Like if the manager sits there and going like, does he really want to take the free kicks? Does he have the okay, fuck it, it's Harry Kane. You're not going to say no to Harry Kane, are you? You don't want to piss him
captain. Off. When wasn't he captain at Spurs?
Oh, Hugo Lloris.
Oh yeah, Hugo. Under Hugo. Beg your pardon. Yeah, but still, come on. You're right. Sorry, apologies. But look, the thing is, I still think that when you're a team player, and this was the other thing about the final, he should have turned around to Poch and said, I'm not ready. Lucas Moura should start. I'll come off the bench.
We're never going to do that.
Because this is more than just about me. And he never
you saw as soon as we saw that winner in Ajax, when he suddenly was he suddenly
ran
off
the bench. Hobbling.
Everyone's like, oh wait, what is that? Look at him. Look at him go.
Look at him hobbling. Look at him hobbling. No way he's starting. If he starts, we've lost. But on the flip side of that, out of those 500 goals, how many goals do you think were penalties, Sean? Chat.
How many? I don't know.
How many of those goals?
Over how long is the 500 years? Over 10 years.
Well, over his career. How many
goals has he scored now? What's his total?
500.
Okay, I'd say 60.
60 in the chat.
No, I'm going to go more than that. I'm going to go 75.
It's actually 100 penalties.
Wow.
100. Now, this was something you could never take away from Harry Kane. Yes, he missed a couple, right? But let's be honest.
Yeah, his
I don't
penalties
think
were
there's-
fantastic.
His penalties were just
And
unbelievable.
they were always in the left-hand corner, basically every single time. Every goalkeeper knew where they were going. They just couldn't get there to stop it. It's
Well, every
mental.
goalkeeper that would have been, apart from Vicario, who's never guessed the right way in his life. But he had like the whip on the ball.
Yeah, he put it in the side netting and he hit it fast enough. Yeah. 100 out of 500, really. That's interesting.
Yeah, 349 goals inside the box, 49 goals outside the box, and 2 free kicks. And for those asking me, how many of his goals were scored with his head out of the 500?
Of the 400, how many were scored with his head?
Out of the 500.
Well, 100 of them weren't because they're penalties, unless he took a penalty with his head.
Yeah.
I'm going to say of the 400 remaining, I'm going to say 60.
60. The actual answer is 94 goals with his head. His right foot was 318 and his left foot was 86.
Okay,
so
proper distribution.
Distribution.
How many hat tricks did he get?
Someone can find that one.
You don't know. You got all the stats apart from the hat.
I haven't got how many hat tricks he's got. I'm sure you can find out. 30. Reese has put 30 hat tricks. Let's have a look. You could be right.
It says here 18 hat tricks in the Premier League and Bundesliga in his career. Or maybe he's got some for England as well.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I thought that might have been more, 18 hat tricks, but still, I suppose that's still shitloads when you think about it. The interesting thing is, though, is how he developed as a player. I mean, the one person who takes all the credit for Harry Kane's career is that shrinking violet Tim Sherwood, who still loves to tell the story about how Daniel told.
Can we talk about him for a second, mate? Can we talk about that donut for the way he threw Igor Tudor's hiring under the bus? I had to call it out on Twitter. It's actually I just put like a late one out, and it's got like a lot of people saying, yeah, the guy's an absolute donut. I said it's a lose-lose for Igor Tudor, according to the man who was begging for the job himself. What are we doing here? Is he just being salty that he didn't get the job, mate, or is he correct that it's a lose-lose in terms of? I mean, I think it's a win-win for Tudor. If you do go down, maybe it's not a traditional a win-win like most other managerial jobs at Tottenham are, because like I said before, if you hire a guy and they continue to fail like every other manager does, then it doesn't undermine your CV. But if you do happen to create success, they'll build you a statue. Maybe it's slightly different if you get Tottenham relegated. Maybe it's slightly different, but I don't know. I just think Tim Sherwood's being salty on this one.
Listen, look. I mean, look. I'm available. Or anyone will take it for money. So would you, mate. So would you. Bitter and twisted. Where's your career since you left Spurs? You've done loads of talking, but no coaching. Where's your coaching? Talking to Tudor, actually, just quickly, we moving slightly sideways. Did you see that sort of Succession picture of him on the private jet with his agent, sat there with a bowl of bruised apples, flying in? I mean, what's going on with the club? I mean, I thought under Daniel, he used to fly them in on EasyJet or make them pay for their own plane. Now they're coming in by private jet. Yeah, there's a picture of him and his agent flying in.
Yeah.
Tottenham
Hotspur is an absolute fucking mess, mate, at the moment. We're an
absolute mess. But so Harry Kane, just going back to Harry Kane, some would say for him to be put in greatness, he would have to win the World Cup with England, or he'd have to win the Champions League. Until
he'll always be called a great, as just on the scale of great. Like no one's ever going to say he wasn't a great player.
Well, some would say he's not as good as goal scorer as Alan Shearer because he didn't in the Premier League because he didn't scored
Alan Shearer won the Premier League with Blackburn, didn't he?
Correct.
And
Correct.
Harry Kane didn't. I would imagine that I've seen a lot of people, random people, not fans of Tottenham, put together their top 10 Premier League strikers of all time. Harry Kane's always on there, but where he lands on there, he doesn't land at the top. He never lands at the top.
Wayne Rooney and Shearer are often...
Well, I've seen Shearer be as high as number 1 because of his record, or as low as like number 7 or 8. I've seen Thierry Henry be number 1. I've seen Luis Suarez be number 1. I've seen people talking about Didier Drogba. Those guys were all fantastic, but none of them scored as many goals as none of them did it for a club.
For a shit club.
Exactly. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you know,
but it's held against him. It's so weird, isn't it? It's like saying, you know, the guy who became a billionaire. Well, the fact is, he built his business from his garage, right, in a council block. That's not as impressive as the guy who did it from. Who's born with a silver spoon in his mouth. No, Harry Kane has done what he's done for the most part, playing for a team that didn't help him, whereas the others that have done it did it in teams where the rest of the team were allowing him to be the player he was and to do the things that he did. Harry Kane oftentimes single-handedly won games for Tottenham.
Yeah,
you don't see that very often. When the other guys all play, it's such a weird thing. Like, he should be celebrated more. He should get an additional value point because he did it for Tottenham, but instead it's taken away from him because he did it for Tottenham. It's just this weird arrogance.
It doesn't make sense.
If you're a great player, you would have played for the biggest teams. Well, maybe he should be rewarded for his loyalty to the football club that gave him his chance.
The thing is that, you know, people fail to realise Harry Kane wasn't born Harry Kane, the footballer that we see today. You know, he worked and worked and worked and worked at his game, you know, even as a striker. And as I mentioned before, you know, the time when Christian Eriksen went and we never bought a replacement, he took it upon himself to become that pivotal role of dropping deep and spraying balls all over the pitch. He's provider and goal scorer and creator. And he is a leader. He's a guy who is levels above.
Was he the best all-round forward? Or was Wayne Rooney the best all-round forward?
Well, I think technically,
because Wayne Rooney was a fucking phenomenal player as well.
Yeah, well, as a technical striker, as a technical player, I think Wayne Rooney's a better player. But he was a God-given talent, right? He was born with this unbelievable talent, Wayne Rooney. For me,
was he? No, I kind of think he wasn't born as like an athlete. If he wasn't a footballer, 16, mate, he'd be a fat. I know he was built like a brick shithouse, but he was also
He's got a boxer's thing. He was into boxing. But listen, he broke into Everton.
He looked like a gypsy kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, look, he broke into the team at 16 at Everton, right? Harry Kane was nowhere near first team like football at 16. Harry Kane evolved. Harry Kane worked and worked and worked and worked.
And how many goals did Wayne Rooney get?
Well, a lot less than Harry Kane, both in the league and in the cup. You can check out the numbers.
Wayne Rooney scored 366 goals in 883 club and country appearances.
Yeah, there you go.
All-time leading scorer with 253 goals. How many for United? How many goals did Harry Kane score for Tottenham?
He scored for Spurs. He scored, she'll tell you, 1 second.
And England.
Oh, Spurs and England. So Spurs 280 and 78 for England.
I'd also say that I think that the numbers are a little bit skewed because England plays so many games now, and so many of them are against shitty opposition.
Well, same with Wayne Rooney, mate.
Not as much though. I think when he was there, we like.
Well, Jimmy Greaves. I agree.
Sorry, Jimmy. Yeah, exactly. That's the point I'm making.
Jimmy Greaves, 100%.
As time has gone forward, like goals for your country is less. Like there's got to be a dilutive effect on it because the amount of times your country now you play against teams like San Marino.
Oh, that's another. Listen, that's another debate for me. Jimmy Greaves was Britain's Lionel Messi. He was unplayable, and when you see his ball control on pitches that look like glue, you know, it was quite incredible, to be truthful with you, what he did. But listen, the debate will carry on. You know, he's still at the stage now. I mean, he says he'd like to.
So do you put him top 5 strikers of all time, or top 10?
Yeah,
Or
I
where do you
think
put
he's
him?
yeah.
Top 20?
Well, I think in the Premier League as a goal scorer in Britain, I think he's the best that there's been. Better than as an all rounder. I
Better
think
than
he's better
Bergkamp,
than
better
Shearer
than Rooney,
as an all
better than
rounder.
Henry.
Yeah, as an all rounder. Yeah. Well, his numbers say that, but technically, is he the best technical footballer? No, definitely not.
I think he's the best passer
Definitely
of them
not.
all.
Yeah.
I think his passing and Rooney's passing were better than everybody else's passing.
Yeah, Rooney was incredible passing. Look,
Luis Suarez and these sorts of guys, they were beneficiaries of unbelievable players feeding them. I think Wayne Rooney and Harry Kane had to create a hell of a lot of it for themselves personally.
Yeah, I mean,
Anyway.
look, certain players, like most people wouldn't class Bergkamp as a striker, or some of the players that we think of as strikers. You know, was Bale a striker? No, he was a winger, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, I thought Aguero was one of the greats as well. Unbelievable striker, and I thought
I forgot about Sergio Aguero. What a player
I
he
thought
was.
Julian Alvarez was going to come and maybe emulate Aguero. I was amazed that he went, but Henry was. I think when you look at Henry's numbers, I just don't know whether it's because of his flamboyance, his looks, and everything. I mean, you know, Kane isn't exactly a PR dream with all his dribbling. Like Rooney, you know, he's had his things with the granny and all the rest of it, but Henry's pretty clean. Same with Shearer. Look, there's an argument to be made there, but when it comes to pure numbers, only Lionel Messi has got to those 500 goals quicker than him by quite a considerable way. There's about 120 more games or less games from him, but I just think that his career isn't over. He will definitely be chasing Robert Lewandowski's record of 41 goals in a season in the Bundesliga. I think he's on 25 now, Sean. Do you think he's got a chance?
I can't believe that only 3 people in all of Europe have scored over 20 goals this season, first and foremost.
Yeah.
Just goes to show you what's Haaland, Kane, and one other, right?
Yeah, the other one was
list.
I sent it to you. Who was the other one?
It was Kylian Mbappe.
Kylian Mbappe.
I mean, Lautaro Martinez, and then randomly Mason Greenwood. But 14 and 13.
Got 13. He's got 13 goals, Mason Greenwood, isn't he?
Yeah, and so has Lautaro Martinez, got 14. But yeah, not a great indictment of the standard of football at the moment.
Can we
let's do a couple of super chats though, Johnny, if you don't mind, mate?
Yeah.
Adam Score Drawlock says, are you including the chat in Champions League Predictions League? We've got to do the champion because the Champions League's back on tonight for the round of the
could do that 32. If you wanted. Do that if you wanted.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, if you want.
Okay, we'll do that then. We'll do that then. So, yeah. Adam, do you want to be first up? Do you want to be the predictor of those results? Okay, we'll do that. I think he's going to have to get the thing out and then write them all down as we go along. It's going to be a pain in the ass. Big up to Chudini.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
bloody Herlock.
Can we start? We'll start at the 16. We'll start at the round of 16 because otherwise it's a lot of fucking fixtures. Let's do the 16. We'll just talk about these fixtures and then for the round of 16 we'll actually do it. Big up to Chudini for the super chat, for the super sticker. Choo to you, mate. Choo to you. Thank you, Dino. Appreciate you, mate. Always here, always supporting, buddy, like a legend. And Ledley's Knees says, read the ESPN Frank Fallout article today. And one source suggested Butcher has attended first team training sessions and spoken with players.
What are we doing here? What are we doing?
ESPN, though, whenever I reference ESPN, Ledley's Knees, people in the chat always like, what are you doing calling them out? They're worse than insert whoever you want there. I got no idea. ESPN sounds credible, doesn't it? But apparently everyone's like, no, they're
ESPN, X-ray sensory perception news.
Yeah. Extra pessimistic Spurs news. How about that?
Yeah.
I know, the other way around, isn't it? EPS says, shit, fucked it. Never mind. Big up to you. I haven't seen that one before, but I'll look it up, mate. Appreciate you there, Ledley's Knees. Should we talk about some of the Champions League fixtures, mate?
Yeah, come on then. Let's talk about them. Let's talk about them. Some huge ones, huge ones tonight. The early kickoff should be a good one. Galatasaray versus Juventus. This is going to affect Spurs for sure.
Yep.
Who would you rather face out of these two, Sean?
Juve,
yeah. There was actually Juventus were in a bit of a controversy against Inter Milan on the weekend, where the referee mistakenly sent off a Juventus player. I'm not sure the actual terms, but it all kicked off as it always does in Italy.
Oh yeah, that's my man. Was that the one? Was that the Gift Orban story?
I'm not sure which one it was, but I know it all
Gift
kicked
Orban
off.
for Hellas Verona puts his foot up to trap the ball. He's like 5 feet away from the from the midfielder, 3 feet away from the midfielder. Brings the ball down nonchalantly, and then the referee blows his whistle. Either he turns around and calls him something, which is like a red card offence, or he just goes, "What are you doing? I got the ball." And he pulls out, the referee pulls out a red card. My Gift Orban, by the way, my Gift Orban.
Terrible. Should the referee listen, mate? Across Europe, especially the Premier League, I've said it since day one this season. It's just getting progressively worse. Referees getting worse. VAR. Listen, the VAR itself is a concept that should help get rid of shit decisions. The problem is the people who are looking at it are fucking useless.
It's like AI. It's like AI, right? Everyone goes, "Oh, you know what? I can't be bothered to do any research anymore. AI, ask a question. AI throws some bollocks out, and then you go, no, AI told me." It doesn't mean that AI is always right, and VAR is making everyone, all the referees, lazy. Did you see the in the FA Cup the handball penalty that wasn't given for Aston Villa against Newcastle? The geezer was like 3 foot inside the box.
It wasn't one though. There was countless decisions in that FA Cup in that game. Countless.
But that particular one where like Newcastle Newcastle whipped the ball in, the Villa player Luca Digne does this, it hits him on the arm. The ref, he's literally like he's so far in he's near the penalty spot. It's ridiculous.
The thing is, it's just getting worse and worse and worse now. And what I don't understand is if you've got a referee that's refereeing a game that has to make a decision in that split second of what he sees, surely that same referee, given all the camera angles, given the slow-mos, surely he can make a better informed decision when he's sat in front of a VAR screen. But no, what happens is they all become bozos. They can't see straight. They can't agree on uniformity. They can't be right. If this happens, I mean, look at Tete against Semenya. He's in the box. The guy's pulling his hair. It's a red card.
Yeah, I still haven't seen that back. I know you speak about it a lot. I didn't see that when it happened.
I just there's other things that have been going on, but then you saw Romero when he did the block tackle about Casemiro, and then you see the same thing.
Yeah,
2 games, 2 games on the same weekend. Nothing happens.
Oh, I've just got deja vu. You saying that? I had a dream last night that I was a referee in a game, and I literally had a dream last night about this, and it was the foot on the back of the hill thing, and I was being called an inconsistent CUNT by players, and I ended up giving everyone red cards for calling me. And every time I gave another red card, someone was calling me a.
Can you see what doing YouTube does? Huh? Sends him mental.
When someone says you're a donut butter, you can have a red card. And
look at Gabriel.
And you can have a red card.
But look at Gabriel's challenge in the game against Brentford. It was a blatant second yellow right in front of the referee. Everyone knew it. Right in front of the linesman. Everyone could see it was a clear yellow card and a sending off. But no, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Right, let's do the first one. Sorry, we transgress. Galatasaray versus Juventus. Big game.
Yeah, I'm going to go for a Galatasaray win in this one. I'm going to say 2-1.
Taking it into the second leg.
I actually think that Galatasaray's team is more beatable than Juventus's, but I think that Galatasaray have got more worldies. and I don't want to travel to Galatasaray. So I'm probably rooting for Juve over the 2, but I think Galatasaray will win this first leg 2-1.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go for a 2-2 draw. Actually, I think this is be a good game. Juventus have got a tough one. Not sure, quite sure where it's at 5:45, but I'm sure UEFA know. The big one for me,
Just to get a
the one
TV game on it, to have a game on TV.
yeah, the one I'm really looking forward to tonight is Benfica versus Real Madrid. Jose Mourinho, you know, who'd have thought?
Because they played each other in this exact fixture 2 weeks ago, didn't they?
Yeah, where the goalkeeper comes up and gets that goal to get him qualified. Not only.
Let me ask you this. Right? Do you want Benfica to beat Real Madrid because you want Real Madrid out of the competition, or do you want Real Madrid to find a way because they are the most reasonable candidate to be able to stop Arsenal winning the fucking tournament?
Well, funny you say that, because I had this same thought myself. Look, Arbeloa, right, is doing a really good job. Barcelona have gone back to the top of the league, and all the rumours of Arbeloa not wanting Trent Arnold have resurfaced, and he's basically turned around and said, In fact, he said, we're lucky to have a player like Trent. He's not your typical fullback who's always going to be wide. He can also play centrally. Working with Arnold, he strikes me as a very intelligent guy who understands the game very well and quickly grasps what we want from him. I mean, nothing but glowing conversation about him. But when you look at Tommy Tuchel turns around and he says, we can't have players like Trent Arnold in the England team, because one mistake, one switch off means you're packing your bags and you're going home in tournament football. And unless he starts to understand defensive part of his football, he's going to struggle to make my squad, which is quite unbelievable that a player such offensive, surely Trent, if he's fit, must be on the plane, even if he's on the bench. Surely, Sean, no? Or
yeah.
Not?
No, of course he'll be there.
But Tuchel is saying no. Unless he starts addressing his defensive element of his game, he'll not be in my team.
Well, I mean, who else are you going to bring? Kieran Trippier, Tino Livramento.
For me, it's a non. For me, it's nonsense. I get where he's coming from.
Who were the right backs in the England squad recently? Then Livramento,
Reece James.
Oh yeah, okay,
yeah. But the thing is, he is probably the best passer of the ball, one of the world's best passers of the ball from that right hand side.
Yeah. No, I mean, Reece James and Livramento, and I'd even take Kieran Trippier as someone to kind of just be there for the, not to play, but if you want to bring 3 in, that's what I would go with. Anyway,
if you saw his goal, if you saw the assist for against Real Sociedad, I think it was Gonzalo. What's his name? Garcia? Is it Gonzalo Garcia? I can't remember his name.
For who?
For Real Madrid, they beat Real Sociedad 4-1. Trent's cross for it. It's an absolute peach. Anyone scores that goal, but
so what are you going for in the score? What are you going for in that game then?
I'm actually going to go. I think Real Madrid are back on song under Arbeloa, and I'm going to go for a 2-1 Real Madrid win over Benfica.
I'm going to go for a draw. I think Real Madrid will get through, but I think that Benfica will. I think that will be 2-2. I think 2-2. I think Mourinho will have something to moan about. That's the game to watch tonight for sure.
Yeah,
well, there are some other good ones as well. You've got Monaco PSG.
Yeah, I listen. Monaco have been trounced a few times. I can't see anyone other than PSG romping this one over the 2 legs personally. But
Monaco at home though, they were pretty good in the group stages at home.
Yeah, they might do okay, but I think
smashed
over
us
the 2
to
legs,
pieces, didn't they? Yeah, but I think you're right. PSG will be good enough.
I still think they'll win this. They're quite tight at home, but I'm going to go for a 2-1 win for PSG tonight. And the other game,
I don't disagree with that. Don't disagree. And then Dortmund Atalanta. It's an interesting game as well.
Yeah, I mean, let's hope. Well, it depends which Dortmund turns up, Sean. If it's the Dortmund, if it's the Dortmund that turned up for Spurs, I'd put my money on Atalanta. But I think the yellow wall will create the atmosphere tonight. It's a big occasion, and I'm going to go for a 2-1 Borussia Dortmund win over Atalanta.
Yeah. I'm going to go for 1-1.
Who to?
1-1. 1-1 to the fans. 1-1 to the fans.
Right. Wednesday's game, tough one. Carrier Bag versus Newcastle United. I don't know how much you got to pay for this Carrier Bag, but Newcastle should win out. But I fancy Carrier Bag to take a lead to Newcastle. No Gumaresh. I'm going to go.
It's a horrible journey for Newcastle. Who have Newcastle got,
shame.
by the way, on the weekend? Newcastle have got Manchester City away on the weekend.
Shame. City have got a nice rest. Listen, we want City pumped up, sure. We want them pumped up. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win for Carrier Bag.
I'm going to go for a Carabag win. What did you say?
2-1.
Oh, you went for Carabag. I thought you said you thought Newcastle would have enough. Yeah, okay, I'm agree with you. I think Carabag win 2-0. I think Newcastle might be in trouble, personally.
Yeah. Is it a reusable carrier bag? Will they have to use that? Will they still be able to use that into the second leg? Hopefully so.
Yeah, so bag for life.
This is a great one. What a special occasion this is for Bodo Glimt. I mean, let's be honest, semi-finals of the Europa League, a little team from Norway, and they've got an incredible thing in this Champions League playoff, earning loads of money, good on them, against Internazionale, Inter Milan. I don't know how cold it is out there right now, but hopefully it's freezing. And hopefully, as they usually do, Sean, after Inter Milan have warmed up and trained and practiced on the pitch, they'll then put loads of water on it so that it doesn't play anything like how they've been practicing. I'm going to go for a historic 2-1 Bodo Glimt win.
Tomorrow it's -2 degrees in Bodo.
Is that all?
Not that cold.
It's quite warm.
Climate
warm.
Change,
Global
warming.
Change.
Yeah.
Global warming.
Yeah. It's what they're putting in what the planes are dumping out of their exhaust pipes. They're warming the planet up and then blaming us.
What score are you going for, mate? What score are you
I'm
going
to go for a 2-0 Bodo.
2-0 Bodo. That's going to be a record. And then the next one, Club Brugge against Atletico Madrid, and our man Ademar Lookman, who is absolutely, the fans have already fallen in love with him.
Of course they have.
He's absolutely smashed it. Sean and I, we've had nothing but Sean, shut up with Ademar Lookman. Hey, please give it a rest. Give it a rest. And now he is smashing it. I
actually think that's the game to watch tomorrow night, though. I think Club Brugge at home are a fucking brilliant team, and I think that it's going to be interesting. I actually think Brugge take a 2-1 lead to Madrid.
I think it's entirely possible. I'm a massive fan of Stankovic. They've got some really lovely players at the club. And I think this will be a tight one. But I'm going to go for a draw. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. But it will be a great game. Probably the one that I will want to be watching tomorrow night. And last but not least, Olympiacos by Leverkusen. Not one I'm particularly interested in, other than the fact that I want to see Marinakis eat dirt. So for me, I want to see Bayer Leverkusen go through. More than them. So I'm hoping somehow or other Bayer Leverkusen knock out Olympiacos.
You want Leverkusen to win, do you?
Yeah, I do.
Why?
I don't want Marinakis to go through, mate.
I see. Okay, yeah, sorry, that makes sense. Yeah, okay, I'm rooting for that as well. I like Leverkusen. Let's go for that then. In terms of the game itself, though, 1-1.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a draw. It's going to be a hard one for Bayer Leverkusen. Hopefully, when they get them at home. I've been to Bayer's stadium. It's a great stadium. You can get your medicine and go and watch a football game.
Where are your prescriptions?
Where are your
Where are your
prescriptions?
prescriptions? Listen, you will get your prescriptions here and watch your football there.
Where are your paracetamol? Oh, and by the way, there's a little game up on Wednesday as well, just to throw it in, is Arsenal. Do we add this one, Sean, to our prediction-only league? Or do we leave it out? Arsenal versus Wolves.
Was it a Premier League game?
Yeah.
Oh no, we didn't actually mention it. We can
No,
because we actually got the as it stands. You're on 158 points. Chat's on 181. Careful, Chat. You're only 23 points out. Johnny's got a chance here. If Johnny continues this form, he closed 11 points on you lot, and he closed 8 points on me, 7 points on me. Yeah, well, let's add it in. Let's add it in right now. What is it? Arsenal Wolves, yeah.
Wolves Arsenal.
Wolves Arsenal.
Wolves,
Okay,
Arsenal.
we'll add it. We'll add it in right now. So we're going to keep that in the last game week then.
No, there's no what do you call it? There's no score prediction, no scorer. It's just the result.
Yeah, just the result. Yeah.
I'm gonna
So
go. I'm gonna go.
Who the fuck? Who was the chat? Who was the chat's? Who was it? It was the chat last.
Well,
week.
we can Adam Herlock and have a go.
Adam, step up. Adam, step up and give us the score prediction for the Arsenal Wolves game. Well, Wolves Arsenal game. Wolves at home. Go on. Who are you going to go for?
I'm going to go for. I'd love to see Wolves get something, but they just don't have anything. Right, Mane's, backs against the wall. I can't see it. I'd like a couple of injuries. The best result for me is Arsenal pick up a couple of injuries in the game, get a bit knackered. I'm going to go for a 2-0 Arsenal win.
Okay. 0-2 to you. I'm going to go for I'm going to go for 1-0.
I don't know if Adam Herlock is in the chat. Where are we? Are you in the chat, Adam? Let us know if you are. Otherwise, we'll find someone else.
All right, then. Let's just use Art. Art's fine. 1-1.
Yeah, Art. Okay, 1-1. Yeah. Okay.
1-1.
Listen, I thought about going for a draw, Art. I got to be honest with you, just as a cheeky draw, a 0-0, because that's what they're going to try and do. They'll try and get in their faces, exactly like hopefully we will do come the weekend. Right, let's do some of the transfer news, Sean. Do you want to lead with your story about?
One sec, Johnny. One sec.
Okay. They don't have this on Sky Sports News, where the host goes off to talk about other things. I'll be back in a minute, guys. Hold on.
Sorry, I'm here. Sorry,
That's
no,
right.
sorry.
That's
No,
right, you're fine, mate.
Bugsy's been stressing so much. She's come in 4 times, right? So she went out for a walk this morning, John. I spoke to you. My mum came round, right? She took the dog out when I was in bed. Bugsy jumps on my bed this morning, sniffs my ear until I wake up, and then I know whether or not she wants to go down for a wee or otherwise. But I go to get out of bed, and if I know if she wants to go for a wee, she jumps on the bed. Come on, Sean, let me out. She didn't, so she wanted to snuggle. I go back to sleep. I wake up and the dog's not here. Where's she gone? Mum's taken her out. Mum's still at the house. Bugsy's come into me 4 times in the last 2 hours whilst I've been streaming, going like, "When are we going out for? When are we going out?" With the second walk. But the second walk happens at 3 o'clock. It's not even 3 o'clock yet. So now I've just gotten. Mum's taken her out again because Bugsy's been annoying her downstairs. So Bugsy knows the game. So... She knows how to manipulate. Sorry for that boring story, but Bugsy is queen bee in this house all the time, mate. All the time.
Guys, while
you need
you're
to get
here,
a new dog,
guys,
Johnny. You need to get noodles too.
Yeah, I need noodles too. Guys, if you're in the chat, please hit the like button. And if you're here for the first time, please hit the subscribe button, guys. We're 9 away or 8 away. We are 8 away from 6,000. Guys, come on, give us a hand. We know you can do it. There's plenty who watch the show but don't hit the subscribe button. It's free, doesn't cost any money.
Someone's asking which chat member had the best week. The best week, whoever it was 3 weeks. No, it was 4 weeks ago. So it wasn't this week we just done. It wasn't the week before or the week before that. It was 2 weeks before that where someone it was when Tottenham played Bournemouth away that weekend around early January. The chat got 12 points. I can't remember who it was. Was it Eddie? I think it might have been Eddie. Adiz. Was it Adiz? I think it might have been Adiz Komet or something. That guy got 12 points.
I don't know what that's about. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Okay.
1-1. He's Ryan, yeah. Somebody predicted 1-1 for the chat. And Ryan's saying I'm a Wolves fan and realistic. Take my score. 1-1 my ass, he's put. Yeah.
Sorry, mate. Listen, I'm more than happy to take an unrealistic score to protect my lead. And Johnny's also more than happy to take an unrealistic score to be able to catch up. Johnny just doesn't want to. Johnny wants the chat to finish last, and I just need my.
Well, no, I'm quite happy if the chat go on and win it. I'm quite happy if the chat win. Sean, let's talk about your story that you were leading with before. Eddie Howe being linked with Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah.
How much credence do you put on that story? I mean, I know you put it on your chat and
I had nothing to talk. I had 5 or 6 stories. I was like, that's the one that will get the click. But the story came from Team Talk.
Well, that well-known source.
Yeah. But you know what? Team Talk are trying. Team Talk put out. See, what's interesting about Team Talk is that they've gone and employed like 4 or 5 transfer specialists or whatever. They've gone and got Graham Bailey. They've gone and got Dean Jones, and they've gone and got Fletcher. All of whom do have and have had things. They have been first on things in the past. Yeah. But unfortunately, those guys have come into Team Talk and then just bought into the Team Talk method, which is just bang out content all day long. And so I think it's like a little bit weird for them to have joined Team Talk, because they're now encouraged to just bang out 100 stories a day. And obviously over January, like there were so few transfers that all of the transfer specialists got all of it wrong, because there was just nothing really happening. But they have gone and employed some of these guys that are transfer guys. But I think that those transfer guys have changed their stance to like pump out content. So they've all sort of sold their soul. The Eddie Howe story, mate, for me, look, it wouldn't surprise me if Tottenham have discussed it. A lot of Newcastle fans don't want Eddie Howe anymore. For me personally, I think Eddie Howe is a brilliant manager. I've always loved him. I really rate his shithousery. I like the way he prepares his teams. I like the way that he creates an overload in departments of strength. The only area of concern, I'm not even sure if it's a concern for Tottenham, is that he falls out with every director of football he's worked with. So in a world where Tottenham were to still be with Johan Lang and then hire him, it would probably work out the best for Tottenham, because they'd end up with Johan Lang getting kicked out of the club because Eddie Howe falls out with directors of football and then the directors of football leave.
So that's the thing, you know. Why does Eddie Howe fall out with the directors of football when he's being financed by the richest club and the richest group in world football? Is it because, I mean, look, I wouldn't say they've fallen short. If I looked at Newcastle signings, I think they're more exciting than Spurs signings. Do you not? Or not?
Yeah, no, I do. Newcastle have signed some unbelievable players over the last few years, like Tonali, Joel Linton, and Guimaraes. None of them. Guimaraes has been unbelievable. He was playing at Lyon, wasn't he? And they found him. I'll always give credit to Jack Kinnicky from Irish Hotspur. I remember Jack Kinnicky was so on board Bruno Guimaraes. He was like, Spurs have to sign him. Spurs have to sign him. Spurs. I didn't know who he was. It's like, Spurs have to sign this guy. And he ends up going to Newcastle. And Jack Kinnicky said, he's going to be an absolute monster in the Premier League. And nobody else was saying it. Nobody else was saying it. Not Newcastle fans, not Tottenham fans, not the ITKs, none of them. Jack Kanicki said he's going to be an absolute monster, and he was. So fair play to Jack Kanicki I'll always remember that, and I'll always tip my hat to him on that one. But yeah, they've signed some fantastic players. Alex Isak's been great. Timo Livramento's been fantastic. He joined from Southampton. There's loads of players. Sven Botman, great signing. Dan Burn, great signing. They've signed some really clever players. You know.
So my point here is, how would he get on if he was at Spurs dealing with a Johan Lang? He wouldn't, would he? Because if he can't accept and he can't get on with directors of football that have delivered the better quality of players that Newcastle have. Listen, Newcastle spent less money than us, and in my opinion, have a better squad. It's my opinion, right? Might not be agreed with everybody, but I prefer.
They have a better first 11 for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Why is he falling out with all these players? The interesting thing is,
you take Livramento at Tottenham. I don't know if you would take.
I take Guimaraes.
You take Guimaraes. You take Tonali. You take Joelinton. Would you take Visser over? Would you take Visser over Odegaard?
Well,
yeah, probably.
Visser over Odegaard. I'd take Anthony Gordon.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I mean, there are a lot of players that
Voltemade. Newcastle fans have fallen out of love with Voltemade. I think Voltemade is a cracking player, and then they might have overpaid for him a little bit. They paid a lot.
They definitely did, as Bayern Munich kept telling them. But Stuttgart wanted their money. Bayern Munich never paid it, and Newcastle did. They were desperate.
But he's only 20. Was he 22?
He's young. Meanwhile, Alexander Isak has delivered nothing. So, they played hardball. The interesting thing about Eddie Howe, when Eddie Howe was out of a job after he left Bournemouth, I was at the game in the West Stand where Eddie Howe was a guest of Daniel. Yeah, he was running around the West Stand, and fans saw him and they were in uproar. We don't want him at our club. He's useless. If we're going to sign him, and all the murmurings and mutterings. I think at the end of the day, it would have been a great signing to have got him as a manager. But hey, different strokes for different folks. What other ones?
Guys, just super quickly, I think we are 3 or 4 subscribers away from 6,000. I think we were 7 at the start of the show or overnight. There must be 4 or 5 people here that haven't subscribed. There must be. And if there are, please hit the subscribe button. We'd like to get over 6,000. It's been a slow slog. We got to 5,000 very quickly, and then the winter's been a bit of a slow slog. Can we get to 6,000 today? Is there any chance that come
on, guys,
get to 6,000? It'd be a nice little milestone to hit. It's only taken us a year, not even that, 10 months or something, 11 months, which is crazy.
We started properly at the end of May after Bilbao. Is when we started.
It took me 4 years ago. It took me 6 months to get to 1,000 subs when I started out. So channel's doing great, but we need to get those last few subs. So please hit the sub.
Algorithm loves it. So give us a hand, and if you're watching later, it's not too late to hit those subs either. What other news you got there, Sean?
I was just looking at transfer speculation. Interesting. There's currently no links. Romano said there's no links between Alexis McAllister and Manchester United. He wouldn't go to Liverpool.
Do you believe that one?
No, not at all.
No, not at all.
Bukayo Saka has signed a new 5-year contract at Arsenal. The agreement will make Saka the club's best paid player on wages in excess of 300 grand a week. I think Bukayo Saka is a huge disappointment. He's so overrated. I think that guy is so. How many he's got? He doesn't score any goals.
Don't remember last time he scored.
Goals. Most of his assists come from corner kicks. What are we doing here? I think he's absolutely. He's so overrated. It's not even funny. I don't know.
Hugh hat-trick incoming.
Sunday. Yeah. Of course, yeah.
Here's one that's going to hit a few people hard, and this is from Defensa Central. Right, that are announcing that Tottenham managerial pursuit of Mauricio Pochettino has hit a major roadblock roadblock, as reports from Spain suggest that the former Spurs boss is holding out for his dream move to manage Real Madrid. What do you reckon? I mean, I've got a few dreams as well, but
who wants the dream job at Real Madrid?
Pochettino.
No chance.
No.
Never going to happen.
No,
Never
Jurgen
gonna happen.
Klippity Klopp is well ahead of him, isn't he?
He's never going to go to Real Madrid. What's he done? He's not done anything. Pochettino is not Real Madrid level. Come on now.
No.
I'm not even sure if he's Tottenham level, to be honest.
Well, he obviously is, because since he's left, we've gone backwards. One player that's massively in demand, and Spurs have said, Tottenham have made it clear that Lucas Bergvall remains an integral central part of their long-term vision at the club, despite significant growing interest from Premier League clubs, including Chelsea and unnamed others. They're not going to let go of him. Listen, when they signed him, the first day I saw him at QPR on his debut, I said, this kid's going all the way. It's just something about him. There's something special about him. I know he's out injured now, but I reckon at the time he could play for Real Madrid. He's that good. He could go all the way to the very top. I know he's a young kid, and this season's been a bit stop-start with his injuries, concussion, and all the rest of it. Can Spurs hang on to him? Not if we get relegated, probably, but...
No, I don't. Sorry, Johnny. Who are you talking about?
Bergvall.
Yeah, because we can hang on to Bergvall for sure. Yeah, of course. He's not going anywhere, mate. No chance.
Long contract, but lots of interest.
No, but I don't believe that Chelsea were in for him. I'm sorry. Like, what he's first of all, he needs to stay
in January. They said.
Yeah, I know. I don't believe that they like. I wouldn't sell him. He's a talented player, but he's played a lot more minutes than he was supposed to play at Tottenham, for sure. He's got injured all the time, though. There's certainly an issue with him getting injured too much too soon. Muscles need to be treated better, but I don't think he's done enough to be. You know, he hasn't exactly been a marvel.
This
has
season,
he, Johnny?
hang on. Last season, he was our young player of the season.
Sure.
Right? Yeah. This season, he's been disappointing because of the stop-start, the injuries, concussion, the muscle injuries, as you rightly say. But I still don't think that, takes away from his huge potential. In fact, he's only still a kid. Let's make no bones about it. Tottenham are competing with Crystal Palace and West Ham United for a summer signing of Antonio Rudiger. Do we need another mental case at the club?
Well, is he 32 now? 33?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it depends. It depends what manager comes in and what system we're going to be playing. If we're going to be playing three at the back, then maybe. Look, it looks like Vuskovic doesn't want to come back to the club next season. It also looks like Dragusin, his agent, is desperately trying to sell him. So maybe we will need another centre-back, especially if one of Romero or Mickey van der Ven goes. But I don't want to replace him with Rudiger. I'm sorry. If that's what's going to happen, then we're going to be in big trouble. Big trouble. What other ones have you got there, Sean?
Yeah, not a lot going on, mate. Real Madrid have decided to part ways with David Alaba at the end of the current season when his contract ends. That's from Fabrizio Romano. More on that story regarding McAllister going to Man United. That's never going to happen. No one goes from Liverpool to United.
The one that seems to have been reported in a couple of places is Manchester City are preparing the groundwork for a significant summer approach for Nottingham Forest's kidnap victim, Morgan Gibbs-White.
City are never going to get Morgan Gibbs-White. No chance. He's not good enough for them. He's nowhere near good enough.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe Pep sees something. Do you think Pep's going to stay?
No.
Definitely not.
Definitely not.
What if he doesn't win the title? Do you think he wants to?
He's definitely got. He's already saying, like, when I leave here, the things I'm going to remember are being, who are you from the FA Cup. He's already talking like he's talking in past tense. So, like, he's done. He's done at the end of the season, in my opinion.
So do you
100%.
think you're quite happy to walk away not winning the title, and that's the last memory of him?
Yeah, I think he's tired, mate. I think he's tired. I think he's worn out. I think he's I think the 115 charges thing are probably going to come in a certain direction at some point. And
As soon as
he
he leaves, or as soon as the title's done and Arsenal win it.
I'm not sure about that, but I don't know. It's a joke that they haven't got to the bottom of it. They can't really do it now, right? If they were to drop it, imagine if Arsenal lost points to Tottenham, or imagine if Arsenal drop points tonight against Wolves and then drop points to against Tottenham, right? Imagine if they get a draw against Wolves, a draw against Tottenham.
That dream was amazing that you had, Sean.
Yeah, it was red cards, right? Imagine if that happens, and then just in a just randomly, just for the hypothetical, right? And then Manchester City
giggles.
And then Man City beat Newcastle on the weekend, right? City are there, City are top. And then imagine next week, all of a sudden, Manchester City, the 115 charges drop, City are deducted 15 points. You can't do that now. You can't do it now. You have to do it at the end of the season. You have to give them you can't do it in the title race. You have to do it at the end of the season. That has to be something that happens where everyone knows where they are.
The start of the season, or whenever it is.
In the summer, as soon as the season's over, they say the result is done. And okay, I don't imagine there's going to be anything, because I think the outcome will be, like lawsuits, appeals, all bollocks, all manner of things. But in a world where there are a points deduction, you can't do it in the last 10 games of the fucking season. You can't do that. I mean, to be fair, though, having said that out loud, they did do it to Leicester just a couple of weeks ago, didn't they?
Yeah, but that's been hanging over them since they were in the championships. Yeah.
So is this.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
But I don't think they can do that. Imagine if Arsenal did bottle it, but then they were given the like, it would just be a disgrace. It's a disgrace.
Let me tell you something. The problem here for the Premier League is the lawsuits would bankrupt them.
Yeah.
They could not afford to. All the people that missed out on the Champions League, all the people who lost parachute money and positional money in the league, they'd be suing them. So this goes back to, when did you say? 2016, 2015? All these charges?
The inquiry started in 2021, but the period of review was like 2012 to 2018 or something.
Yeah. Exactly what I'm saying. So could you imagine?
We got over 6,000 subscribers, guys. Thank you very much. Big up to you all.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Really appreciate your support. But Sean, like, if could you imagine? It's untold millions, Sean. It's untold millions.
That doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it, though, because like it's the same with. I remember Donald Trump saying, after his 1,180s on the whole Epstein thing, like he said, I'm going to run on that, on exposing it. Then changed his mind. It wasn't me, but it's a witch hunt. Then he releases it. Then he says, let's all get over it. And then people say, no, put the whole fucking 3 million pages out. And he goes, well, if we did that, it would be the end of the government as we know it. There'd be no trust in government. That's not a reason to not do it.
No,
that's not a reason to not do it. If the government's untrustworthy, let the cookie crumble as it crumbles. Like you can't like not punish a flagrant breaking of the rules that have won so much over the years from doing what they've done, because if you do punish them, the consequences will be never-ending lawsuits. So that just means, well, then everyone's got a free rein to break the rules, because just everyone do that then, because the precedent's been set. We can't really punish them because it would mean that this would happen and that would happen. And now, fuck all that. If they've been breaking the rules as much as we think they have, then do it and let the chips fall. Out of chaos comes opportunity. But I just don't want to see it happen right now, because I don't want to see Arsenal bottle it of their own volition and then be handed the title because of something that happened 10 years ago that the Premier League have finally got round to ruling and adjudicating on. That's ridiculous. If you waited this long, you can wait until the summer.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing is a complete and utter farce. And the Premier League, having waited this long, have just made everything farcical, I mean, the Leicester thing, they couldn't even get that off the ground because Leicester were guilty of charges in the Championship. So when they went up, they couldn't give them the charges, they were in the Premier League now. If Leicester had stayed up for that one season, then, you know, the EPL would have struggled. The EFL, sorry, would have struggled to impose it. The Premier League couldn't impose any sanctions on them for breaking the rules. But could they?
No, Leicester won the lawsuit.
Yeah,
Leicester won the lawsuit against the Premier League.
Yeah.
The Premier League were indicting them based on rules that only applied to them 2 out of the 3 years, when it's supposed to be a 3-year rolling contract. So
because they got promoted.
Yeah, because they spent 1 year in the Championship out of the 2 years they were in the Premier League, or vice versa. And that is, again, just like it's the shambles of this notion of we've got a footballing pyramid, but one of the leagues at the top is subject to a different set of laws than the other. Which, by the way, if there was a scenario where Manchester City were guilty as charged on all of it, and the correct consequence would be to do to them what happened to Juventus and what happened to Rangers, which is expulsion to the bottom of the fucking of the tier and make them work their way back up again. It happened to Rangers. It won't happen to Manchester City, because all you can do is relegate them from the. All you can do is give them a points deduction that will effectively relegate them from the Premier League. But it doesn't mean they'll go to League Two. It means they'll go to the Championship, and then of course they'll come straight back up again.
It's not going to be like Rangers.
Eight years of flagrant rule breaking, and all they get is 1 season of Championship football.
Well, can you imagine, you know, it's not going to be like Rangers where they went from Premier League to 4th division, or Juventus who went down, I think, was it 2 leagues? He got demoted. Could you imagine, we've had the Epstein files and all these files. Could you imagine the Levy files are released, right? And redacted all the names of the people who said this and who said what, and the players we could have had, and the shenanigans and ongoings between the Lewis family, Joe Lewis, Boucher, you know, the real reason that Daniel was marched off the property. You know, what was Charrington doing there? I'm sure that would fill a book or two, Sean.
For sure, mate, for sure.
But we ain't going to see him. All right,
guys, we're going to round it off there. Big up to you all for joining. Thank you all for the subscribers. Thanks for getting us over 6K.
And if you're on audio, sorry, guys, if you're on audio on Spotify or on Apple, please hit the follow button and leave us a review. If you're out, we're on Spotify, we're on Apple. And once again, thank you to our sponsor, OK Jersey. Using the code down below, FINC, you'll get an extra 8% off at your checkout.
Especially for all the people from overseas that are watching. If your country is playing in the World Cup and you want to get your latest and greatest version of your international shirt for the World Cup, get them over there right now using code FINC at checkout. Big up to them, big up to you, big up to everyone in the chat, and we will see you later. I'll be on. I think I'm going to be on. If I can muster the energy, I'm going to be on Rabbit Hole later on for another random one. Get over to Talking Tottenham 1882 and Jonny H3232 on Twitter and Insta. You can find me, Spurs Talk Show, everywhere. If you do find me on Instagram on Spurs Talk Show, and then when you're flicking through random stuff, if you see the weirdest videos and you see that Spurs Talk Show has liked it, it's not because I really enjoy that content. It's because I'm saving those things for Rabbit Hole uploads. It's not because I'm a weirdo.
I send Sean a load of them. Sean, I send you a load of them.
I know you do. Yeah, I appreciate you sending it to me.
Yeah. Missing this, missing that. Yeah, we love a conspiracy theory. But for now, guys, it's goodbye from me.
It's goodbye from him. No, it's goodbye from him even.
Yeah.
How's that worked? Now, hang on a second. All of a sudden, the camera's going. I used to have to do that to point.
That you are still doing that. No, you would do that the other way.
Yeah, but normally when I do that,
that is it. That is it. That's the way I'm seeing it.
What do you mean?
On me.
It's on you.
Pointing that's the right direction. You're pointing in the right direction.
On my camera, I'm pointing over here somewhere, which is not towards you. It's the other direction.
No, you're pointing towards me.
Something fucking weird is going on. Something weird is going on. Love you all. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, bye.
Bye.